Hey guys, it's me Charita. Welcome back to my channel. This is the season and everybody's doing their gift guide videos. I also wanted to do one, but I wanted to add a little twist to it, so I am going the sustainable route and we are going to DIY and hand make gifts for our loved ones. I have 5 DIYs in this video and I'm excited to show you a little sneak peek of what I have coming up. So the first thing is this little flower rose ribbon brooch that I made. I am so obsessed with this. I have seen a lot of ribbon pins being so popular as brooches this season, so I decided to make my own, and I feel like this is so Carrie coded. Carrie from Sex and the City would definitely wear it, and it was super easy to make, and it would make a perfect gift for that fashion girly in your life. I also have a set of hand painted napkins that I made. I made a set of 3 and these are mismatched hand painted napkins. I have this green one that has a orange on it, and then I have this yellow one with a martini glass, and then these tulip ones with the blue checks, and these were super easy to make. I'll show you how. And finally, the last sneak peek that I have for you is this air dry egg tray that I made. I did this imprint on the clay and then added red paint on the sides. I feel like it would make such a cute and practical gift. So I am super excited about all of these DIYs. So without wasting any further time, let's get into the video. The first handmade gift that I have is this hand painted shirt. I got this shirt and it has pink and white pinstripe on it, and I actually painted this shirt for a friend that I do a lot of my crafts with, so I absolutely knew what I wanted to paint on the shirt. So the first thing that I did is I took a pen and I wrote what I wanted on my shirt, and you can also use a pencil because pencil is easier to cover with the paint. I used a red fabric paint and I just started painting on what I had written with the pen on the shirt. So I am writing Crafty Girls Club for her on the shirt. I thought it would be such a cute saying on the back of the shirt for her. So I just used a flat brush and went over what I had written and painted it. Once I was done with the red paint, I decided to outline what I'd written with white paint to give it that vintage sort of look, and it obviously helped the text pop on the shirt. And I also liked the fact that I was going with the same color scheme of the shirt with the pink and the white, so I decided to go with the red and white for the text that I had written. I used a smaller round brush to outline what I'd written on the shirt. Honestly, this entire process of painting the shirt was super therapeutic. I loved the pop of white against the red, and this is how it looked. It looks super cute. Then I went in with a yellow fabric paint and added sparkles because this definitely called for it, and I also used white paint to outline the sparkles to make them pop a little bit because obviously I am going the extra mile for my Crafty Girls Club. And then I just used white paint to add tiny stars around the sparkles. For the front of the shirt, I wanted to recreate the tattoo that she has, so I started with painting a red heart and then I added an A below that, which is her initial, and then I obviously wanted to make the text and the heart pop, so I outlined it using white fabric paint, and then it was done. This is such a cute gift idea. You can customize the shirt and the text to what your friend or the person you're gifting it to likes, and this is how it turned out. I absolutely love it. I especially love the text that I wrote at the back that says Crafty Girls Club, and I am contemplating making one for myself. For this next DIY, we need air dry clay, an empty egg carton, and these clay stickers or transfer papers that I wanted to try. So I started with rolling out the clay into a cylinder and then flattening it out using this old skincare serum bottle that I had, since I did not have any clay tools, and I kept doing that and adding more clay to it. And then was the time to transfer some pattern onto it. So I used this transfer paper that I had for the clay. I added water and rubbed it in so that the pattern could transfer onto the clay that I had just rolled out. So after doing that, the pattern was transferred and I added my rolled out clay on top of the egg carton that I cut, and then I just used my fingers to trace the shape of the egg carton, and I let it dry overnight and it hardened, and this is what it looked like after drying overnight. And I was so excited, and then I wanted to add extra oomph to my egg carton that I made out of clay. So I used this red acrylic paint to paint the sides and then add a grid sort of pattern to the egg carton, and I absolutely love the contrast of the blue and the red together. And then I let the paint dry for a little bit and I wanted to seal the paint, so I used Mod Podge and I used this brush to add a thick layer of Mod Podge. After sealing the egg holder with Mod Podge, I let it dry overnight so that everything could just seal and dry properly, and this is how it turned out. It looks so cute. It holds the eggs perfectly. For the next DIY, we are making air dry clay keyrings, and for making that, I started by rolling out my clay into little balls because we're making a garlic keychain. I shaped the clay like garlic and then I used a little stick to add details onto the clay garlics that I made. So I added clove details onto the bulb of the garlic that I made, and this is what it looked like after I added the details. Next, I rolled out more tiny balls of clay to make lemons and oranges. For the lemons, I just elongated the ends of the ball to give it a shape of a lemon, and then for oranges, I just made small little balls and used the stick that I had to add a little texture for the oranges, and this is what it looked like. I let everything dry overnight and then was the time to paint. So for garlic bulbs, I just used a brown color to paint the little part and then used a bright orange to paint my little oranges. I just used a flat brush and went in and painted. It's a little messy because you keep painting and add 2-3 coats and wait for it to dry and paint again. For the lemons, I used a bright yellow to paint. Again, used my flat brush to paint everything, and the only part that you need to take care of is that you need to paint every part of the lemon, all sides, and this is what my little fruit and garlic assortment looked like. The next step was sealing all of the paint, and I used this brush and Mod Podge to seal everything. After sealing everything with Mod Podge, I let it dry overnight before packaging my fruits and garlic into the keyrings. So I used this mesh that the garlics come in at the grocery store. So I added my air dry garlics that I made into this mesh, and I added a knot at the other end, just like the knot at the front of the mesh fabric, and then I cut the extra length using a scissor to make it a little tiny replica of what the garlic actually looks like at the store. For the lemons, I again used the same mesh fabric. I took 3 lemons and bunched them together into the white mesh fabric, and I kind of wanted a little bunch of lemons, and this is how the mesh fabric looked like. I like the white mesh with the lemons because it does not hamper the yellow color of the lemons for me, and then I used this little thread to tie everything together and added a final knot. I then cut out the extra mesh at the end of the lemon bunch that I made. And finally, for my oranges, I picked up the oranges that I wanted, and I used this purple mesh fabric to hold all of these oranges together. So I bunched them, and again, in the same way, I used this white thread to tie the bunch together and then knotted it at the end. This is what my little bunch of garlic, oranges, and lemons looked like. It looks so cute. I am absolutely obsessed with this miniature version of actual produce that I see at the grocery stores, and I actually saw this idea on an Instagram profile. I'll link them below. And to transform these into a keyring, I used my old earrings and just added them into the mesh fabric and then added that onto my bags as keyring. I used earrings because that is what I had lying around. You can obviously order supplies from craft stores like keyring rings and use that instead of earrings if this is not your vibe, but I absolutely love how it turned out. It's super cute, such a fun accessory and a cool way to add personality to your bags. The next handmade gift idea that I have for you guys is hand painted napkins. I feel like this is such a cute gift idea, and it can be personalized to the person that you're gonna gift it to because you can paint the things that they like onto the napkins. So I got 3 different colored napkins. On this yellow one, I decided to paint a martini glass. So I took a cobalt blue fabric color and a round brush, and I decided to line draw a martini glass on it. If you're not comfortable painting directly onto the napkins, I would just suggest sketching out the design using a pencil and then painting over it. And finally, I'm just adding a stick, and then I used a deep green color to add an olive onto the stick, and this napkin was done. It's super easy and literally took me like 5 or 6 minutes to paint. I decided to paint an orange for the green napkin. I took my flat brush and a bright orange color and drew a circle onto the napkin. I just went straight ahead without sketching first, but obviously do that if that makes you comfortable. I used this deep green color to paint leaves. You can obviously make mismatched napkins like I'm making, or make matching ones by painting the same thing onto the same color napkins or different color napkins. That could be cute too. For the blue napkin, I decided to line draw a tulip flower on it. So I used a magenta color to make the tulip flower and then green color to make the stem and the leaves. And I absolutely love these napkins. I made 3 of these, but I'm tempted to do more for a mismatched set for my table setting for dinners. This is how the napkins turned out. I love the different colors and the mismatched hand-painted vibe that I was going for, and I also styled it for you guys for a dinner table setting, and it definitely adds so much personality to the table. The last handmade gift idea I have for you is the rose ribbon handmade pin brooch. The part where I was making the rose isn't captured well in the video, but you can always buy pre-made ribbon roses from the craft stores or watch another tutorial on YouTube, because this clearly didn't work and I did not check the footage to see if my steps were actually captured. So yeah, this footage is not the best, but like if you have the rose, this is what it would look like. And then I just cut different lengths of ribbons. I used this white one and this blue tissue one, and after I was happy with what the layout was, I just used a thread and a needle to sew everything together, the white ribbons and the blue ribbons. And the trick that I used was I used ribbons of different lengths to make it more interesting, and like different textures of ribbon as well. White was the satin ribbon and the blue was the tissue fabric ribbon, and then I just used the lighter to burn the edges so that it doesn't fray, and this is what it looked like. I am obsessed. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite DIY. I absolutely loved all of them, but I feel like this flower brooch has a special place in my heart because it will add that extra oomph to my outfits. I also liked the hand painted napkin idea. Let me know in the comments below which is your favorite, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already and if you liked this video. And that's it for this video. I hope you have a happy holiday season and happy gift giving. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye!